Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the workshop. It is fantastic to have you here because today is going to be another day of Damascus goodness. Right, so we're going to go a little crazy today. I have, oh my goodness, just stocked up here on the steels for the Damascus 15N20 EN42, otherwise known as 1080 steel. And I think we're going to go a tad bit hell of a lot crazy with the amount of Damascus steel that we weld up today. So we've now got two billets stacked up and TIG welded together. Now having two billets to work on today is going to help make me as productive as possible. I may even make up another billet. There's so much downtime with Damascus, I should be able to fit that all in, but I'm not going to be putting both pieces of steel in the fire at the same time. Rather, what I'll be doing is I'll have one in at a time, I'll forge it down, and while it cools to be ready for grinding and restacking, I'll then be able to focus on the next one. Lots of you guys are very curious, of course, about how it is that I'm going to be building the Damascus patterns. Let me show you. I've got one stacked up like this with my steel, and of course you can pause that if you want to see more detail. One stacked up like this with my steel. I'm going to be doing a few different things here. I originally learned how to make some basic Damascus stuff from Dave Lish, very talented knife maker in the US, and of course I've mentioned him before. But recently I saw Mareko Malmausi of Malmausi Fire Arts. I saw him do something pretty crazy on his Instagram post. There is a technique called resquaring. I'll explain when we get to it, but it's basically where you make a square in the other plane to the square, and I want to try it Mareko Malmausi style, where you don't square it into the square plane, but you square it off plane. And how much does that make sense? Probably not a lot, but today is going to be an exciting day of pattern development. Just going to change the dies over here, and today I've decided that I'm a little nervous. I am going to use flux. I'm going to start the welds over here on this power hammer. It's a little less powerful than the Pilkington. That's tightening the dies. But it has a little more height clearance. And with those big tall billets, I'm going to need as much height as I can get between the dies. I have not used flat dies on this power hammer in a long time. Right, here we go. First step, flux it. Doesn't need much. Here we go. So this, piece number one, we took this and we put it on the square. Like this. We drew that out into a really long bar, and we're not gonna stack it up like that. I'm gonna try something even different, even more different. We are gonna stack it up in 9. So that's gonna have a lot of grinding to do. It's gonna have a lot of cutting to do. It is now in the fire for a slow cool down, and piece number 2 is in the fire heating up for its first flux and forge weld. pieces of Damascus steel forged out. There's one right there that's now cooling nice and slow, hopefully. There's one here which is all the way cool. What I'm now gonna do, I'm gonna suit up, I'm gonna go into the grinding room, and oh, holy moly, do I have a lot of grinding to do. I'm gonna grind off all the scale, and then this is gonna be going into the bandsaw while I start grinding on the next piece. I have my work cut out. So while the bandsaw is working away and cutting up 9 of those pieces, I was in the grinding room, grinding on the other billet we have, and I've done the exact same thing. I've ground all 4 sides. I do that to make sure that we've got clean metal, clean stuff to work with. I really prefer doing that. I've done the hot cut and stack. I've just had far less success than taking the time to make it clean. So that works a little bit better with me. Once that bar of 9 is cut up, we're gonna be grinding the ends, test etching, and rearranging, stacking it up back in the fire for a forge weld. I'll probably be not touching that today, just because that saw's gonna be busy, but I'm gonna stack this up. We're gonna give that a TIG weld, and this is gonna be the beginning of the 500,000 layer Damascus that we're gonna be using for the katana that I talked about a little while ago. Right now we got about 35 layers of the stuff, and I'm just gonna keep stacking it up a little more, get us a little closer to 500,000, right? So this is 41 layers of steel. It's a really busy day here in the workshop. I'm back and forth from everything to everything. That piece has now been cut. So of course, before we start tacking with the TIG welder, gotta reset the saw. Boom. Slide that puppy forward. Hit the quick release again. And there we go. The saw's gonna keep cutting, and I'm gonna tack weld that 500,000, 41 layers up. That's TIG welded up. All the steel that was in the bandsaw has been cut up. And now we're gonna quickly grind the ends before the test etch. Pogly. We're in the ferric chloride for the test etch. The reason for this is so that we can see how it looks. This is again why I grind, I cut, I restack, is so I can develop the pattern. And as you saw at the beginning of the day on the whiteboard, I like planning a lot about the pattern and thinking about how to develop it and learning how the steel reacts, how the pattern reacts. Then into the bicarbonate of soda, and hopefully this will have arrested the etch. There we go. And now mean that it's safe for me to touch with my hands, because I'm a doofus. And I ran out of latex gloves last week. Oh, I just got acid in a cut. Ah! Ah! Jamie, get the iPad! Finish the billet. So of course, it's difficult for it to show up on camera. This etch is a little bit of a shallow edge, doesn't show up amazingly, but what I'm gonna now do is I'm gonna start thinking about the pattern, thinking about how I want to arrange it for the next step. 376 seconds later. I've got this laid out how I want the pattern to look. I've also arranged it, okay, these aren't all perfectly the same size, but I've arranged it so hopefully each welding surface next to each other is kind of close to fitting up nicely. Jamie, see what you can do, work your magic to make that look like they can see what's happening. So we're gonna go over to the welding table. We're gonna tack weld it all together. We're gonna weld a handle up, and then it's gonna be ready to go back in the forge for another welding heat. I'm gonna put this 500,000 layer Damascus to the side. We'll tackle that another day. So the piece has been tack welded. Well, I actually welded it fully all the way around. Hopefully not a single drop of oxygen is gonna get inside there. The weld surfaces should therefore stay clean and allow this to weld complication free. So no flux should be required on this weld. It should go well, I hope. We'll see. Okay, so regarding the pattern, what I just did there is I took the square, I rounded it, and I didn't turn it 45 degrees. I turned it about a 16th of a turn, about 22.5 degrees. Hope my maths are right. So that is like this. We started with this, we went to that, we went to this, and then... Okay, it's difficult to explain, but this is again a thing that I saw from Mareko, Malmasi Fire Art, on his Instagram page. Super informative stuff. Great stuff, dude. From seeing what it did to his patterns, I'm interested to try it and see how that slight offset in the pattern affects the style of it, and I think that it's gonna make it look quite interesting. So that piece that I just put in the fire there, that's not the 500,000 layer Damascus. That's gonna be welded up another day. That's not the other billet of steel that I'm gonna have as miscellaneous, helpful bit of Damascus steel, save time on future Damascus projects. Maybe it'll go in the 500,000 layer Damascus, who knows? But this piece that's in the fire, this is for a collab I'm doing with Liam Hoffman of Hoffman Blacksmithing. Very talented bladesmith, incredible work. Learned a lot from his videos, so this is gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna be making a sword. I'm gonna be forging the Damascus and forging the sword. He's gonna be doing the rest of it. It's gonna be good fun. And I wanna hear your suggestions as to what sword it is that we make. Now, it can't be a katana, because I'm planning to do that myself, and it can't be like a broadsword or anything crazy and huge with two hands. We need to keep it sub 28-inch overall length, so I'd love to hear your suggestions. I'd like to do something with an integral handle, but I can't quite think about what would be the perfect blade shape. So this is gonna be fun over the next few days as we sort that out and send that his way. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure you stop off to the merch website. Get yourself some awesome merch, because it's a great way to support the channel, great way to support the videos. And I'm hoping that by the next time I see you, you will have got out to your workshop, got out to your garage, got inside your kitchen or wherever it is you make stuff, as I say, and built something and enjoyed yourself. Whether you failed, whether you succeeded, and the main thing is that you enjoyed yourself while making something, and I'll see you tomorrow.